The price of trust Klibb never meant for this to happen. When the party rescued him from the haunted room, he believed he had found something rare in the darkness, powerful strangers who could have killed him but chose mercy instead. To Klibb, that meant something. In the dungeon, mercy was not common. Mercy was not safe. Mercy was not something goblins were taught to expect. So when Klibb slipped away to return to his people, he did not go as a traitor. He went home as a messenger. He found his way back through the broken passages, through the dangerous halls and hidden paths known only to the rebel goblins. He returned to the goblin resistance, the rebels who still opposed the false Goblin King and his hobgoblin enforcers. There, he stood before Guk, the rebel goblin chieftain. Klibb told Guk he was alive. He told him he had been rescued. He told him he had found powerful allies, heroes, outsiders, warriors strong enough to survive the dungeon, clever enough to bargain with monsters, and dangerous enough to challenge the king's servants. The rebel goblins listened. At first, they were excited, then suspicious, then hungry for details. Who were these allies? How many were there? Were they strong? Were they fools? Could they be trusted? Klibb told them yes. He told them the adventurers could be trusted because they had spared him. They had helped him. They had not treated him like a monster, even though most people would have. The rebel goblins asked where these heroes were. Klibb hesitated. He had promised not to lead danger back to them. He had promised himself he would not betray their hiding place. But the rebels pressed him. One of them pushed harder than the others, accusing him of caring more about strangers than his own clan. Another warned that if these heroes were truly powerful, then the resistance needed to meet them before the Goblin King did. Then Guk spoke. Guk was not foolish. He had kept his people alive under the shadow of the false king, and survival had taught him hard lessons. Trust was good, but trust alone did not win wars. Promises were easy. Leverage was stronger. He told Klibb that if these adventurers were truly friends, then there was no harm in meeting them. If they could help overthrow the false king, then the rebels needed them now, not someday. Klibb still resisted. He said the party was out exploring. He said they had a hidden base. He said the survivors were there, but the heroes had trusted him not to betray it. That was the mistake. The moment Guk heard there were people at the hidden base, people the adventurers cared about, the decision began to form behind his eyes. Klibb saw it too late. No, Klibb said. They are friends. They help. We ask. They help. Guk shook his head. Maybe. Maybe not. Klibb begged him not to go, but the rebel chieftain had already made his choice. Guk gathered a small force of rebel goblins and ordered Klibb to lead them through the secret way. Klibb did not want to do it. Every step through the dark felt heavier than the last. He told himself it would be fine. He told himself Guk only wanted to meet the survivors. He told himself this would become an alliance. It did not. When the rebel goblins reached the hidden base, the adventurers were gone. Only the survivors remained. 2 cooks, 2 smiths, 2 healers, 2 scholars, and 1 hunter. The survivors saw goblins pour through the secret way and thought death had found them at last. Some grabbed tools, some backed away. The hunter reached for a weapon. A smith put himself between the goblins and the others. The cooks froze near the supplies. The healers tried to calm everyone before panic became bloodshed. The scholars clutched their notes and watched the shadows for a way out. Klibb stepped forward, hands raised, trying to explain. He told them not to be afraid. He told them these were his people. He told them no one was supposed to get hurt. But Guk was not there to make friends. He was there to win a war. The rebel goblins moved quickly. They surrounded the survivors, took their weapons, restrained their hands, and gathered them into groups. There was fear. There was shouting. There was a brief struggle, but not a massacre. The survivors were not slaughtered. They were taken. Klibb was horrified. He begged Guk to stop. These are their friends, he said. They trust Klibb. Klibb promised. Guk's face hardened. And now they will come, he said. That was the plan. The adventurers were powerful, but the rebels did not know them. They did not know if these outsiders would risk their lives for goblins. They did not know if the party would truly help overthrow the false king or simply leave the rebels to die once they found a way out. So Guk took the one thing that would force the heroes to listen: their people. The survivors were split up and moved through different rebel paths. Some were kept nearby under guard, others were taken deeper into rebel-held territory. The cooks, smiths, healers, scholars, and hunter were not killed because they were valuable. They could feed, mend, heal, study, repair, and survive. The rebels understood that usefulness, even if they did not fully understand the survivor system the party had built. Then Gook left Klibb behind. That was his punishment and his task. Klibb was ordered to wait at the hidden base until the adventurers returned. He was to tell them what happened. He was to tell them the survivors were alive. He was to tell them that Gook, chieftain of the rebel goblins, wanted to speak. Most of all, he was to tell them the price. Help the rebels overthrow Argliss, the false Goblin King, and break the power of the hobgoblins, and the survivors would be returned. Refuse, and the survivors would die. Try to rescue them by force, and the survivors would be moved, hidden, or killed. Kill Gook, and the order would be given for the prisoners to die. Gook claimed he did not want to be cruel. He claimed he did not want bloodshed. He claimed this was not hatred, it was survival. The rebels had lived too long under fear to believe in promises alone. So now Klibb waits in the ruined hidden base. The bedrolls are overturned, cooking tools lie scattered, water skins have been spilled or taken. There are signs of struggle, but not enough blood for death. A dropped cooking knife lies near the cold fire. A healer's pouch has split open, spilling herbs across the stone. Smithing tools are missing. Scholar notes have been trampled. Hunter tracks vanish into the dark beside goblin footprints. And in the middle of it all sits Klibb, small, ashamed, terrified. He looks up when the adventurers return, and the first thing they see is not defiance but guilt. He does not run. He does not draw a weapon. He just raises his trembling hands and says, "Klibb is sorry. Klibb did not know. Klibb thought they would be friends." Then he tells them the truth. The survivors are alive. The goblin rebels have them. Gook wants a meeting, and the price of getting their people back may be war.